This is Campus News, reporting the top stories from colleges and universities.
Next on Campus News,
try college students swing into MSUM's CMU ballroom for a roaring good time.
See a different side of NDSU's famous man behind the mask.
Jingle bells, Batman smells. See how NDSU is bringing a beloved children's book character to life.
But first, a former presidential candidate visits Concordia College. Good morning and welcome to Campus News. I'm Hannah Norton.
And I'm Benjamin Reiki. At Concordia College, the second time is the charm.
After conservative Ben Shapiro's appearance was canceled because of an uproar, the Young Americans for Freedom brought in former Senator Rick Santorum. As Mary Jo Vick tells us, there was less opposition this time.
After the incident with Shapiro, organizers thought this time a conservative voice would be welcomed.
The atmosphere on campus is such that people are understanding that it's okay to have a conservative speaker on campus, and you can go, you don't have to go.
It looked like Santorum was a hit. Nearly 500 lined up to see him a half hour before the doors opened.
Good evening. Welcome all to this evening's opportunity to hear from Senator Santorum.
I don't always get that kind of reception at a college campus. I know that might surprise a few of you. So I really relish the opportunity to come and talk to young leaders.
After his presentation, Santorum was joined on stage by Concordia's political science professor, Dr. Michael G. Bath, who moderated the Q&A session.
Do we have a question from the audience?
What I would like to speak about is the idea of safe spaces and whether or not you feel that that is an appropriate way to cultivate the type of resilience necessary for the future leaders.
I believe we have to start treating you with respect. And if I really respect you, then I'm going to start treating you commensurate with your age. You're not children anymore.
Some of the issues brought up included Santorum's thoughts on his faith and his stand on marriage.
And marriage is simply about making adults happy. Well, 2 women should be able to get married, 2 men, 4 men, 3 men and 2 women, whatever. Why not? Because if it's all about what makes you happy, and it's not about something intrinsic, unique about the institution of marriage, then frankly, why do we have marriage at all?
With photographer Jacob Ambrose, Mary Jo Vick, Campus News.
Senator Santorum said he will be speaking at the University of California, Berkeley, but he doesn't expect the same kind of warm welcome he received at Concordia College. College students are using financial aid money to buy bitcoins after surveying 1,000 college students. As Delaware's new startup discovered 1 in 5 students are investing in bitcoins in an attempt to pay off student debt. Bitcoin is a digital cryptocurrency that is used worldwide. The research says that students are investing in the digital money site because of recent increase in its currency. Founder of Swell Investing, Dave Fanger, says while it's risky for students to do this, it could be a positive outcome for young investors.
At MSU Moorhead, one education student is making a push to spread sign language awareness in a unique way with bingo. Reporter Aaron Simmons saw the signs and headed to the CMU ballroom to see what it was all about.
And when you get bingo, rather than calling it out, you do the cheering. Bingo.
Meet Leia, an event coordinator for Dragon Entertainment Group. By day, she's a junior health and physical education major. But by night, she is on a mission.
Sign language not a lot of people know about, and I'm very passionate about it.
A few times a year, her group puts on a bingo event with a prize that would get any college student excited. Free food.
Big fan of mac and cheese, so when I saw this, I just went straight for it.
For Huckstra, it was a perfect time to spread her ASL passion.
Grocery Big Bingo is such a big event for us, and we get so many people who come mainly for the free groceries and the apparel that come with it, so we thought having kind of a topic where people can get more information out of it, we thought would be a great idea.
Maddie Abrahamson hadn't been to a Dragon Entertainment Group event all year, but she came to ASL Bingo because she recognizes the importance of the language.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great language for everyone to at least know the basics, like just the alphabet too, because you can sign, like fingerspell a lot of the words, and you can definitely get by.
When she was first introduced to ASL, Huckstra was hooked.
And I thought that was just so fascinating to me. The bingo will still be up on the board so you can see it. People don't realize that there's a lot of deaf students, a lot of deaf community members, and rather than just wondering how that communication works and kind of realizing that that's another form of communication.
Many members of the audience lacked ASL knowledge, but according to Huckstra, the event was intended to expose new people to the language because it will be critical moving forward.
It's important in the education field or any field that you're in.
With photographer Robin Rohde, Aaron Simmons, Campus News.
During the bingo game, 2 ASL interpreters signed every letter and number, and for those who had no sign language knowledge, the ball selection was also shown on a projector. The University of Washington Computer Science program is seeing a massive increase in funding. The university is receiving $3 million from the state to increase its program. The extra funding will help the department double in size. The funding will go towards hiring more professors and additional faculty in the department. The university says the increase in staffing will help provide a better quality of education for its students. Over 25% of all Americans volunteer on a regular basis, but a group of NDSU students tried to boost that number during their annual Big Day event.
Reporter Derek Barkowitz takes us to see what the volunteers are doing.
Christopher Robinson is spending his day off from school making papier-mâché piñatas for animals at the Red River Zoo.
It was a little bit more interesting. I thought I'd be helping more clean up like animal enclosures, but we're doing enrichment things for the animals, like toys, things that they can play around with.
It's not just fun and games, though. Students work hard to help out the zoo in a variety of ways.
So if it's snowing or raining, usually we do indoor projects such as animal enrichment or cleaning projects that may seem small but have a very big impact to our animals as well as our guests.
Volunteers say this is a great way to get students out into the community.
We reach out to nonprofits to see if they'd be willing to participate in this event, and then we give students here, whether they're in Greek life, any student organization, athletics, the opportunity to volunteer.
Robinson says he is excited to keep volunteering in the future.
Oh yeah, I'll probably end up coming back here again next year, or if they do a big event or whenever they have volunteer opportunities.
It's important to find an organization or nonprofit that you're passionate about that kind of has the same mission as you do in your life.
After a full day of volunteering, students knew they made someone's life a little easier. With photographers Katie McCrone and Jimmy Hammerstein, Derek Barkowitz, Campus News.
This year, more than 200 Bisons spent the day volunteering. With final projects, tests, and graduation just around the corner, MSU Moorhead students are finding some helpful ways to deal with the anxiety and stress that comes with school and life. Hypnosis has taken over MSUM students, but not in the way that you might think. Chief Inspiration Officer Pam Machithidi from the Great Plains Hypnosis and Wellness Center in Fargo came to MSUM to show students how self-hypnosis can be used to cope with the stress and anxiety.
My hope is that this will be one more tool in their toolkit for ways to handle stress, and that there will be a way for them to use this as they go through life.
Machithidi has over 35 years experience helping Fortune 500 companies and people around the U.S. by phone with hypnosis and relaxation techniques. With religious tensions high in Southeast Asia, refugees find safety in surrounding countries.
Reporter Zach Vinny shows how one M-State nursing student flew thousands of miles to help those in need.
Just a little bit different route.
Abdu Fredrickson needed a change.
And I didn't really like the idea of working on tractors for the rest of my life.
23-year-old Fredrickson went through majors like mechanical engineering and business and even joined the Marines, but nothing was filling his life with the passion he was looking for.
My life, I wasn't satisfied. I didn't have that enjoyment after coming home from work.
That all changed.
And I just signed up to work over at Sanford on their oncology floor, and I just fell in love with it right away.
After gaining experience, Fredrickson received an invitation to go to Bangladesh to help out in a field hospital. There was some hesitation.
I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't fully understand the whole situation.
After violence broke out, nearly 87,000 Rohingya fled Myanmar to Bangladesh between October 2016 and July 2017. This inspired Fredrickson to take action.
I saw a lot, and I can't really explain it all, but it was something that was very eye-opening for me, and taking care of other people and working with other people when they're at their low points, because, we've all had our low points.
This has given Fredrickson access to a new sensitivity.
And you start feeling things that you've never really felt before, and you've got emotions that are coming up, and that you've never had to deal with and know how to process. I think I gained a certain level of humility when I was over there that I think will help in my nursing career.
With photographer James McCarty, Zach Vinny, Campus News.
Frederickson will be receiving his LPN in December and going on to get his RN degree after that. As technology keeps advancing, the creators of the next big thing have to change with it. Engineering students at Boston University will be required to take data science classes for all majors. The new curriculum will replace a former 2-credit linear algebra class with a 3-credit computational algebra class. Also, there are 3 new higher-level elective courses open to students of all majors. The changes come in response to the school's desire to ensure graduates are better prepared to work in the emerging digital and maker economy.
The weather has finally improved after a miserable long winter, but some students are committed to being inside their campus labs and doing research here at MSUM. Reporter Melissa Gonzalez visits with students to see why their research is so important.
Curiosity about our world is what leads to breakthroughs in science. Nuella Enebici is a computer science major, but found herself in the physics lab. She wanted to use her skills to help the science department.
So research is really powerful because there's so much to discover, so much to learn, and there's so much out there. The beautiful part about doing research is you don't even have to be a science major. Research can be very interdisciplinary.
Enebici is currently researching how to make glass recyclable. But for her first project here at MSUM, she collaborated with the biology department to find out the levels of anxiety of fishes in water. With her skills in tech language programming, Enebici built a peristaltic pump to help transfer water from a tank to the fish's tube.
Tap to the tube of the fish. We're trying to carry a study on a zebrafish. And a zebrafish, because zebrafish shows 70% similarities to humans. So whatever you can detect from a zebrafish, that can also be applied to humans.
Enebici says that any kind of research can help the world change into a better place. With her knowledge and initiative to help out, she is leading that change.
Do something in our discoveries that can help other people contribute to their own research.
With photographers Jacob Ambrose and Peyton Mark, Melissa Gonzalez, Campus News.
One of the lab's main goals is outreach, to increase awareness of the labs and the research done to incoming students and young children.
Students at Joseph School of Hair and Design were asked to think outside the box for Joseph's annual Fashion Awards. The creations made up by students had to fit into 3 categories: Stranger Things, Rebirth, and Apocalypse. Organizers say hairstyling and cosmetics are fields for artistic expression. The winner in the Rebirth category says these designs don't happen overnight and can take weeks to finalize.
There was a lot of failed ideas, but I'm really happy with how it all turned out.
This year will be the 13th year of Joseph's annual Fashion Award show. The Korean tide will soon wash up on the shores of Turtle River Lake near Bemidji, Minnesota. Concordia College in Moorhead is launching its Korean language village thanks to a gift from Simone Corps CEO Kenny Park. The $5 million donation will jumpstart construction. The language village will include cabins, an industrial kitchen and dining center, and a martial arts training hall. The goal of these villages is to immerse students in Korean culture and language.
NDSU students bring their storybook to life at the Fargo Public Library with their theater production of Junie B. Jones and Jingle Bell's Batman Smells. Reporter Pony White takes us there.
I cannot believe this situation!
Theater NDSU is back with another performance, but this time they are trading in the big stage for the comfort of the library.
What could be nicer than that?
NDSU director Jess Young says the small members of the audience were treated to cookies, crafts, and a show as a way for the theater to promote their upcoming production of Junie B. Jones and Jingle Bell's Batman Smells.
This event today was what we devised together to be part library, part theater.
For star of the show, Abigail Gilbert,
I just gave myself chill bumps.
Performing for a crowd of this demographic was very exciting.
with a young audience, there's so much more like back and forth, like where they're laughing or they're like, yeah, that's awesome, or no, I don't like that.
Gilbert went on to explain the task of preparing for her role as 9-year-old Junie B. Jones.
This is my first time playing a character who's a child, so it's been a good challenge for me as an actor to like be a first grader without like being stereotypical.
According to 6-year-old critic Avery, Gilbert's preparation paid off because Avery plans on seeing the full performance at NDSU.
Probably it's my grandma because my grandma's interested.
It was Christmas in April and joy throughout the crowd with photographer Shay Dolly, Pony White, Campus News.
NDSU will be presenting their full performance starting this weekend through April 28th, and all ages are invited to attend. After decades of planning, Garrett College in Maryland will finally be receiving its Community Education and Performing Arts Center. Maryland Governor Larry Hogan contributed more than $11 million from the state for the project. The center's total cost was over $15 million. It will be the first center of its kind in the county. Construction is expected to start in 2020. Students were swinging into MSUM's ballroom for a night of dancing and jiving, even if they had 2 left feet.
Reporter Ashley Rizacek takes us back to the roaring 20s.
Would you like to dance?
With just a few dollars and a step into MSUM's ballroom, students traveled back in time to the 1920s. The Tri-College Swing Dancing Club threw a Great Gatsby night, which allowed students of all skill levels to take part, whether they were just learning or they were already pros.
This is for everyone who is interested in swing dance. So if you're a beginner and have never swung dance in your life, come and we'll teach you in the first hour of the event.
This night, they focused on dance moves popular in the 1920s. The night included a 1920s themed costume contest with prizes and a photo booth.
3, 2, 1.
I just want more people to try swing dancing. I know as soon as people hear dance, they're like, ooh, I don't know, I don't dance. But it's really a lot of fun, even if you just come to hang out.
Mocktails were served by MSUM student organization, the 11. With smiles on their faces and partners in their hands, students danced late into the night.
It's so much fun, you guys should come.
With photographer Polina Golacki, Ashley Rizacek, Campus News.
The next Tri-College Swing Dance Night will take students to a galaxy far, far away with Star Wars Night on May 4th.
And now we turn it over to Tyler Ziegler for a look at this week's sports. Tyler, what do you got for us?
Finally, after a long, long winter, I've got some football. A former Concordia Cobber could be the next Minnesota Vikings' Adam Thielen. Former Concordia wide receiver Brandon Zylstra has signed a futures contract with hopes of earning a permanent spot with the Vikings. The Spicer, Minnesota native joined the Purple Pack for spring practice on the 16th. Like fellow wide receiver Adam Thielen, Zylstra went undrafted and comes from a smaller college. Before joining the NFL, Zylstra played 2 seasons in the Canadian Football League for the Edmonton Eskimos. Zylstra believes he can compete for a starting spot on the Vikings next season. At North Dakota State University, it's no secret that fans take their athletics seriously. This is also true for one special guy who reps Bison Nation while wearing the green and gold. Reporter Hannah Norton takes us to Bison Country, and she does most of the talking.
Guess who? He wears jersey number 1, he's furry, and has a lot of personality. It's the Bison mascot, Thundar.
What's it like being Thundar?
And no one knows the person who's inside the costume.
We have 2 students here at NDSU that are full-time performers. So no, they do a great job of always keeping the head on and not letting anyone kind of see them.
Being Thundar comes with responsibility.
They want to make sure that they're agile enough, and they kind of they need to have the right personality. Someone that wants to interact with kids. Not afraid of kind of being somebody else.
What's your go-to move?
Thundar is loved in Bison Nation. especially when it comes to the little ones.
Thunder plays a big part with little kids. He's obviously very much of an attraction piece to them, so interacting with them is a big part of it.
What's your reaction when you see a little kid go up to you in excitement?
No matter what the scoreboard is, Bison fans will have a lovable mascot, representing what Bison Nation is all about. With photographer Brandon Larson, Hannah Norton, Campus News Sports.
NDSU's mascot can be traced back to 1922, but Thunder got his name 70 years later in 1992. MSUM tennis is having the best season in school history. Head coach Oliver Summers is looking to build his dynasty. The team ended their regular season at 14-3 overall and 9-2 in the NSIC. The leaders in singles for MSUM are sophomore Alexis Kanishi, who's 13-1, and senior Raquel Ramsbottom, who's 12-3 this season. The doubles team is sophomore Olivia Keelan and freshman Julia Geske. The duo is 10-4 together this year. Both received NSIC Player of the Week honors, and this is the best season Coach Summers has had in his time at MSUM, and he hopes to continue bringing in strong recruits for the years to come.
I've been taking lessons with Oliver Summer since I've been a very little girl, so he kind of persuaded me to come to MSUM, and I'm really glad I made the choice to come here.
The NSIC tournament begins today, and the Dragons will face off against the University of Sioux Falls in the first round. That's coming up soon at 11:30. It's time to trade in the helmets and cleats for a set of headphones and a keyboard, because North Dakota is now home to the newest collegiate sport. The University of Jamestown is North Dakota's only college with an esports team. Esports consists of two teams playing the combination of several video games head-to-head. They play games such as Overwatch, Hearthstone, and League of Legends. Jamestown currently has 17 students on its esports team. The Jimmies are one of 71 teams from across the nation, and the league has more than tripled since last season. Spring usually brings sunshine and flowers to the FM area, but for some hockey players, this spring could bring a championship on wheels. I rolled over to Fargo Southwest Youth Hockey Arena for a look at the nation's best.
We're here for the NCRHA Nationals.
The what?
We're in Fargo, North Dakota for the National Collegiate Roller Hockey Championships.
Where players ditch traditional hockey rules for a different way to play.
So we play 4-on-4 instead of 5-on-5. The offside rule is completely eliminated, icing rule is completely eliminated, and then there's not as much contact also. We're not wearing shoulder pads, we're not wearing girdles.
And they're not wearing skates, which makes this version of the game a little more rare.
I'm pretty sure if I were to say to anyone on campus that we have a roller hockey team, they're gonna be like, wait, really, we do?
While they're used to the different rules and equipment, some teams are not used to the frigid Fargo weather.
From Arizona, it's 92 where I'm at right now, so coming here and seeing snow on the ground and seeing everyone bundled up is definitely a little bit of a weather shock.
But the weather didn't keep the athletes away.
55 teams from 7 conferences in 4 different divisions came from all across the United States for a shot at the title of roller hockey champs.
Oh, it would be absolutely huge. If we were to just walk back in with a massive trophy and just say, hey, like put this somewhere for a little while, that would be pretty huge.
But it's not just about winning a title. It's about creating a bond.
Just having that tight-knit camaraderie with some of your best friends for a week is, yeah, second to none.
This version of hockey has yet to gain traction in our area, but after the excitement of this weekend, it may only be a matter of time before it rolls into Fargo Moorhead. With photographer Branson Reeser, Tyler Ziegler, Campus News Sports.
After 5 days of hockey, the Rams from Farmingdale State College in New York were the Division I champions. Guys, I tried to get them to put me on a pair of skates, but they wouldn't let me out there.
Let's be real, Tyler. Are you coordinated enough for that?
No, I 10 times out of 10 would have hurt myself.
Thanks, Tyler.
If you walked through or driven by the campus at MSUM in the last 47 years, chances are you've seen her.
I definitely have. Reporter Emma Vattenstall took a walk with this self-proclaimed crazy dog lady to find out why she calls MSUM home.
I was going to ask you if you were lonesome. I said, not really.
She's not lonesome.
But for what?
Because of these three.
Oh,
Titan, Jackson, and Nala.
What, huh?
Every day since 1971, Bev Wesley,
except for you, Titan,
has walked her dogs through the campus of MSUM.
Come on, boys. Come on, girl.
No matter the weather.
It is so nice.
This trio of pooches can be found lounging, loving, and licking their way through campus.
Careful. That's a good girl.
Bev's connection to MSUM is more than just her daily walks.
Well, I went to school there. as an older than average student. But the person teaching it was Walter Wesley.
One thing led to another.
So ultimately we wound up dating and then getting married.
The walks around campus
Come on, guys.
are more than just a daily ritual.
Let's walk some more. He died in 2005, so 13 years already. It's hard to believe that.
They're a moment for Bev to be close with her husband again.
It does. He is with us.
While Bev and Walter didn't have children together in the traditional sense,
I don't know why. It just felt good to me. I felt like I was going, no.
their children need rules too.
So you all know now there are discipline issues with the dogs.
Now that the dogs are getting older,
Jackson, you too. I don't want you up in the mud, so get out here.
Bev only has one more concern.
I've already started worrying about what am I going to do when I don't have dogs to walk, because I'm used to always having a dog to walk. And so I don't know what I'm going to do.
With photographers Leah Backstrom and Zach Hoffner.
Come on, let's go.
Emma Vattenstall.
Come on, Titan.
Campus News.
Jackson, let me have your leash.
Bev and the dogs love when passersby stop and say hello and encourage anyone who sees them to visit. And that's it for this edition of Campus News.
We leave you with another look at the Tri-College Great Gatsby night.
Thanks for joining us and have a great week.
Campus News is produced by the Television News Workshop in the School of Communication and Journalism at Minnesota State University Moorhead in cooperation with Prairie Public Television.